And hello, everybody. Yes, it's been a long time since you've seen my face, but we are going to be going straight into things with Caustic versus Ancestor 8:30 AEDT, and the sets are Unknown on Wrecker's Yard, Set 2, Krasu on the Wretched Shop, and a tiebreaker of Lich on the Dead Dog Saloon. Now, unfortunately, we did have some issues a little bit beforehand where Kaido Kids and Forsaken ended up in a forfeit to Ogo and the Kaido Kids because Forsaken unfortunately did not have enough players to facilitate, and also just shortly after this series was meant to happen, there was Bleed Out versus Void, which Void have also pulled from the tournament. The 2-0 going to Bleed Out. That does change the ladder just a little bit, but I think we are pretty much all said and done at this current time. More on that in the future, but nevertheless, we are going to be spawning in on the side of our survivors here, or getting nice and pre-set up. Now, I'm still a little bit flustered with how the comms work in this map, as I do sometimes get a little bit disoriented, but I do think we're over at the 3 mid tile. As we go into Shack, we do get head on in the little clicky cheeky beamer there from Matang there, as LV Duck does take these mind games around the long side wall of the Shack, hitting a very nice UVX tag there and getting caught out on the mind game from the side of Matang. This pallet's just going to be going straight down. He's going to try to make a corner nice and far away from the generators, deep into this corrupted zone here, as we do try to get another pot shot onto Matang, trying to get that injure very quickly on the side of LV Duck. If we do look in the bottom right hand corner, we do have the build. Oh my god, okay, very nice UVX work there from the side of LV Duck, as we do take a pallet stun here. The failed attempted blind is going to result in almost a down if we're not careful. We are still infected. Ultimately, not enough. We are going to be going down as soon as we vault that pallet. This is probably going to be a pain resonance to slow down the progression. I don't think we're free splitting. That does look like a double and a single in the background. We do see that the Ruin Totem there is just hiding out beside that mid-10. So if we do take a quick look at the build, it is very conventional, as we were going to briefly mention it up. It is Corrupt Intervention, Pain Res, and Eruption, if I didn't say that already, and Ruin. So pretty stock standard stuff, you know. We definitely want to be finding that Ruin as we do try and press these survivors off the generator in the background, all while simultaneously maintaining the pressure all the way over at the Unhook. Just behind us, Gohan. And it's almost funny that, you know, I do have a co-caster here, and he is willing to speak momentarily. We do get the FTP to deny the tunnel out. Take it away, Gohan. Next up, coming chase onto our tunnel out here.
Yes, indeed it is. You decided to just become a rapper all of a sudden and just go all out. That's more than okay. But yes, we do have now our next chase happening onto Tyler002. That is not a player I am aware of. They might have changed their names and does not seem to be able to change it back on the time, or is this did just not have the time. I'm trying to figure out who the hell it is. Is this Zealous? No, it's not Zealous. Shows it must be Aether. Okay, so it might be Aether. We might have to get that bro to change their name after it. That is unfortunate. Oh, or the cheats didn't update yet. I don't know. But anyway, we are going to still going into this. Obviously, we do have that pop on the Ruin happen in the background as well. We now have Aether on the hook as well. Beyond is just about to pop that fourth or that third gen as well, but unfortunately going to be interrupted by LV Dark here. And yes, an interesting build as well. But we do see the stun going to happen, and then Beyond's is away with the races. He is gone. But now we do have Aether has been unhooked as well, so this means that it is possibly going to be a tunnel out if he can go back and Duck and find him instantly. But no, he is decided to go back into Beyond, get attack onto him. He is then going to run away as far as he can, and then Duck is going to be going back and trying to find the tunnel out on either to the Ace or the Jake. Hunter, this is a very precarious situation for the other team, as we do see that next gen pop.
Yeah, I mean, you have two options to go for a tunnel out on either one, but LV Duck does have to get the pressure up and running. We find another fresh hook. This ideally isn't the survivor we want to be chasing. We know it on the side of LV Duck. We see the blood pools leading all the way into deep 12 here, where there is this dumpster filler pallet. We are going to be trying to get a nice UVX tag onto Tyler 002, and that is exactly what we've done there. Now going to be playing the mind games there, but does he make the pallet? No, the ping coming in. That's that 140 MS. Unfortunate stuff for our survivors there. Now LV Duck taking another pick here. He's going to secure the second stage onto Tyler here, so they have to be mighty careful. Now, in a situation like this where you've been caught out at the deep generator here, trying to split up all these generators, and you've just been hooked kind of in the middle of it all, you do have to get this unhook unscathed and somehow manage to last a little bit longer in chase, because right now, if Tyler were to die, this will spell problems. We don't have enough progress, as it has been interrupted all the way over at 12. Now, LV Duck did have his Ruin broken a little bit earlier, now has access to Eruption, as that is the only perk that was not being able to be used as Ruin was still in the trial. We do still have access to 3 stacks of Pain Resonance too. Now, quote me if I'm wrong, I do believe that Tyler was slapped on a hook that is not Pain Res, as we did see that in the background. Yeah, that 7 generator was interrupted. I call it 7 because the only landmark that hasn't changed is the car war. And we do get a nice pot shot here via the UVX onto Tyler, who's going to be trying to haul us down to the midsection of the map. We take the endurance hit there. We do have the pallet at our disposal, but we have a teleport just straight out of it. He really has to last here. Is going to be running around the pallet. Going to be pre-dropping that instantly, but unfortunately, it's not going to do a whole lot. Now, get with the pickup. We get the pickup here. I'm not too sure if there's anybody here for a beamer save of some sort or a firecracker save, but nothing of the sort. This will be a tunnel out at 3 generators remaining. There is that generator that Zell's working. That is 50%. We've interrupted every single other one, and now all of a sudden the survivors will be on the back foot. Our killer on the front foot. He is very aggressive. LV Duck now taking ground back all the way down to deep 12. We are really trying to sniff out those scratch marks. We see them leading all the way into the true filler here, but we are going to be waiting for that eruption proc onto 12. There it is, 3, 2, 1, and that is a kick. Now the survivors, what is the game plan here? If we could get a quick switch around, maybe we can see what kind of stealth work they're doing, what kind of generators they're working, as well as we do take another kick into this corner generator here. So they do actually have a fair bit of progression for what it's worth, you know, 75% on 12, and then 10 or I guess 80% all the way over at 10. So nobody injured, only 1 survivor, quarter infected. Honestly, it may look like Stage is still here, Gohan.
Indeed it is, especially with Zelish's generator being very heavily progressed, especially this one too, being worked on Beyonds. Who knows what Matang is doing in the background? I'm sure he's doubling up Zelish as well as, obviously, Matang seems to be UI seems to be bugged, but we do see that generator pop. And no, it's actually only just Zelish, so who knows what Matang is doing in the background. Maybe he is helping Beyonds with that gen and he's just absolutely goated at stealthing, who knows, but we do see that LV Duck has decided to come back for this generator, as he's very precarious of this generator, because this generator is pumping and it is close to being popped, and we do get Beyond's tagged as well. But I do believe there was also another set of scratch marks. I don't know if that was Beyond's coming back to the generator or if that was our Jake leaving. But no, Jake is actually working on Shaq with Zelisha. So they really want to get at least this generator done. And looks like they're just going to try and tank out for the outs here as well. But we do see the ping hit not going to be coming into effect, and Beyond's with some insane check spots. But unfortunately, it is not going to help him get over it. But unfortunately, Duck doesn't know. He doesn't know that they're working on Shaq. Brother, you gotta go. You got a high hotel, and unfortunately, too late, and that generator's popped. But now this is the question of. Now it is the bigger question. Can these guys get out? I believe they can, and they've got pretty good doors, I would say, as well. And it is going to be very interesting to see how they can do this, but we do see the chase happening back onto Zelisha, and we do see Beyond's back hop as well. Ideally, you want Matane being on in chase, but unfortunately, Zelisha had other plans, Hunter.
I mean, Zelisha or Beyond's, take your pick at this point. They're both fresh. We're heading more towards that 7-3 as we do unfortunately hit the wall. That's twice now from LV Duck. Just getting a little bit antsy in a specific scenario like this. It is definitely easier to lose your cool. Now, my question is, does Zelisha make Shaq? You know, I think this. Oh my god, no, we've walked in the locker and we've got to head on. Hang on a second. If that door is open all the way at 7, we have the protection here. We do see the other survivor go all the way down to Shaq. No, we do have Matang here ready for the body, and ideally for the survivors, like you said momentarily ago, Gohan, Matang's the one you want dead. You want the others out the door, and we got to go for this little pot shot. We're trying to run back in to deny the UVX tag. Yeah, we get it on the side of LV Duck. No! And Matang's just going to be eating that tag there. This will spell 7-3? Yeah, 7-3. So, you know what, all things considered, as far as the harmless goes, this is a pretty good result here. I mean, amongst usually ping sets and whatnot, you do tend to see more of those low tier 4Ks, high tier stages, but LV Duck's done well here. Unfortunately, falling a little bit to the pressure. In the end, they just had so much gen pressure on the board. Like, you had Shaq just ready to go. He was too worried about 11, and all credit to him, I would have been more so thinking the same as that generator was just way too high progressed. And then, they pulled the sneaky on him, just, went behind his nose and just did main to the best of their ability, ended up getting it popped. And yeah, that will be them taking away. Oh, well, no, they won't be taking away
Oh
anything.
yeah.
They will be taking away a good result, I guess, on the side of the survivors, but they won't be taking a set just yet. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself as that, that's what I kind of think. I do think the killer of Ancestor will kind of put up a good result if I do say so myself. But I gotta have faith in my boy Chief. Gotta have faith in my boy LV Duck and everybody else. Stage. Those guys are absolutely goated, and we've seen them time and time again amongst the entire season. Gohan, I mean, they did end up just kind of really helping out another existing team that went from Clown Crew to Caustic, because Caustic's a different team to Clown Crew. And just the OC part of Caustic is just really putting on an absolute performance. They're really carrying it for them. I mean, you do have access to, yeah, like I said, those four players. I wonder who's actually going to be on the roster here. But I mean, they have two wins. Now, this was a team that was anticipated not to take away too many series wins. The fact that they've gotten two and on the, can potentially be on their way to taking a third is absolutely mind-boggling. Just so proud of how these guys have performed throughout the entire season. But that has yet to remain. I just wanted to point that out in all honesty. But man, well, if we look back at the last game, can we point out some faults? Now, I don't play this killer, so I don't know too much. And I don't know, I didn't even really get to touch up on the add-ons. I don't even remember what add-ons were actually being bought or what they do. But again, this is a very hard killer to face. Oh, I guess no. Sorry, it's a hard killer to play, not face, because to face the killer on Wrecker's Yard, depending on who you ask, is you're definitely more heading towards that 3-stage mark, that 4-stage mark that you do see in those EU tournaments time and time again, very consistent. And they'll tell you, yeah, that's why he's got the nickname Harmless. It's usually what happens with the unknown, and they'll tell you, yeah, that's the base norm now over in OCE and Australasia, I should say. Australia and the Asian countries is you usually tend to see, just because of the ping and how nasty it can be, tend to, like I said, low tier 4Ks, high tier stages. I wouldn't be surprised if that's more so amongst the norm here. But being able to put up a very good result on a set that isn't your pick is absolutely incredible for the side of Ancestor. They're a team that struggled a little bit throughout the beginning of the season. I think they're still yet to have their first series win. Correct me if I'm wrong in saying that. I do have the ladder up just next to me real quick, so I'm just going to take a quick peek at that. And yeah, 7 losses as it currently stands. No teams have actually disbanded yet in Group B. That has yet to remain, so obviously stay tuned for that kind of information. But they do have 2 weeks to continue playing, so they definitely want to take away series win. I know that was like Cat Jam's goal ultimately in the end, and the only way we were able to get a series win was the fact that one of the teams had pulled out in the tournament very early on. So I think they're definitely more than capable of taking away any of the teams that they're going to be versing. I mean, later on because considering this is the second last week, they do have one more game remaining, and that is wait, no, that's Caustic versus Chinese Dragon. Ancestor and Forsaken, definitely doable. You did have issues with Forsaken a little bit earlier ago. Maybe they're a team that might not even make next week, but hopefully we want to really see them hack it out. I mean, they're an amazing team, and they've stuck it out this long. It'd be a real shame to see them go. It would be a real shame to see a lot of teams go as we kind of move forward into the tournament. We do have a big finals coming up as well. Some pretty crazy teams, if I do say so myself. It will start with 2 teams, obviously, going through to the first stage of the finals. Then you'll have 4 series, back to 2 series, back to 1 series. So, Gohan, what do we want to see in this set? Right now, we're looking at a pretty good team. I did forget Lemon. I can't forget to mention Lemon here. A very good player. Merit as well, obviously, being from, I think a lot of these players were from Bleed Out once upon a time. And yeah, they would have a lot of experience after being involved with a team like that, Gohan.
Yeah, indeed it is. And I can tell you what Duck's add-ons were. He was using the obscure game cartridge and the front page article. The obscure game cartridge increases the action speed of the following interactions by 30% for 20 seconds after TPing. Is breakable walls, pallets, damaging generators, and vaulting windows. So just anything breakable and vaulting. And then for the front page article, it reduces the spawn timer of the next hallucination by 50% after breaking a breakable wall or pallet. So he was pretty much just getting remnants out there left, right, and center. Like that is immaculate. But yeah, we have a win con of either 7 sages 4 fresh or 8 sages 3 fresh, whichever one floats your boat. But what do Corsa got to do? They got to get out and make sure the killer doesn't get that win con. So this is going to be a very interesting thing. But we do have Lemon, we do have LV Duck, we do have Merit on the Survivor right now. Who knows what they're going to be able to do? I believe they can. If it is on their team, I feel like these people are going to be the one to be able to do it. And if I look into the chat, I see that Vish is now going to be the one to also be popping up as well. No Chief today. I believe he is doing outside of this competition stuff, and God bless his soul for whatever he's doing. I'm sure he's safe, obviously, as everyone should be, and hopefully is. Blink twice if you're not. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But we do see that these guys are going to be readying up, and it is going to be Anna on the killer as well. It is probably going to be, and Anna's add-ons we have just got confirmation is called Blurry Photo, and we are also going to be using the Footprint Cast. So it reduces the timer of the next hallucination by 15 seconds when a survivor becomes weakened. That is for the Footprint Cast, and then for the Blurry Photo, when you TP, you get full movement speed recover faster by 15%. So very two different playstyles here in play compared to Duck and Anna, or Anna, sorry. So we got one for reducing the hallucination after applying the weakness, and then one for being able to move faster, but then LV Duck just went for a full, I want to have remnants on the board. Hunter, what are your thoughts on this? Because this is very interesting that they've done two different
Yeah,
playstyles.
I think LV Ducks definitely could be chopped up down to zone breaking, instantly coming out of that teleportation and then getting a 30% bonus onto your breaking abilities on either breakable walls, pallets, generators, or in vaulting windows is a lot more of a zoning tool. You got 20 seconds of that. With obviously spawning teleports a little bit more at a higher frequency and increasing the movement speed as you come out of them, you're more inclined to try and get that hit as to oppose of zoning them with already pre-dropped pallet or anything of the sort. You'll be placing them around the map and just hoping to just swing through everything realistically, but well, that has yet to remain. Again, that's only what I anticipate is going to happen on the side of Anna. Now, Anna is one of the killer mains for Ancestor that tends to play the obscure killers, as I like to put it. And as we do see our survivors spawning all the way at what seems the bottom side of the map, we are going to be seeing our killer spawn all the way at the top side of the map here. As we do take ground all the way down into 9, we are trying to see any stealthing survivors. Nobody around here, as you would have seen the rotations just moments ago, and the crows just kind of sitting in their designated spots. You can definitely happily say that nobody will be around that edge map there, as we do come more towards the bottom mid side of the map where there's this nice vantage point in the hill. We're not going to be able to use it here because we do see 2 cheeky stealth outs all the way over at 3's broken bus. We do see scratch marks here leading all the way. I'm not too sure where these are leading, to be honest, but we have diverted all the way around the rock, and we're taking chase bot side here, so that's what the comm is from the team. No, we've opted to leave this. Okay, so nobody under pressure at the moment, and you do see in the background there is a double of some sort happening. We do get confirmation that they are leading all the way down into 9. It is this generated about 50% progress as we do take the first chase here all the way over at 7, or at least you want to hope so, considering that we have left 2 different survivors over at 3. We do get the first UVX tag here, and we are going to be getting a nasty hit there onto Merit, who's just forced all the way into the bottom side here, is really trying to break away, use that LOS breakage, use that distance to their advantage here. Does have access to a window. Is it life? I'm not too sure. We are going to be playing the mind games there, and we've been caught out here. We definitely need to be making the pallet, but we do have the UVX dispelled, and as we greet at one side, we lose the 50 there, and we're slapping it into Casper, the friendly ghost. We're playing 2v8 with the unknown there coming from behind. Casper playing the distraction just before the pallet. Nevertheless, we will be taking the first pain resonance here all the way over at corner 7, which will slow the progression down on that first generator. You would have seen all the way down over at 9. Unfortunately, our 2 survivors not quite getting off that generator just in time. Actually, it might not. The double might not be 9 here, as we do see, LV Duck and Lemon just have not let go of M1. We do see 9 get interrupted, which was the single gen here, but Anna, after taking that kick momentarily with Brutal Strength and Eruption, is going to maybe just slowly go back and fake out that unhook there. But Our survivor just kind of hiding here. I do believe it's Vish, just not falling for any of it. Lemon just making his rotation preemptively here. Vish playing very aggressive on the generator to make sure it gets done as soon as possible. As we do see LV Duck kind of start Shaq. My God, that's aggressive. Okay, I like it. Maybe it works. We do take a kick at the pallet here on the side of Ana. Does have this bottom side to hold. We have the vantage point here is what I was talking about earlier, Gohan. Now, if we take a quick look at our generators here, we do have access to 9. We have access to 7. We have access to Deep 6 and Shaq. So we're really trying to hold everything in the middle, as we do see the hook is just planted nicely in the corner of 7. So, I mean, you know, second stage is imminent here. We have to be very careful. We have spotted out our Once Upon a Time ready for the unhooked survivor here. Do they manage to get it in time? This will be detrimental if they do. No, you have to commit that. That's absolutely crazy. We're going for the double gear. Doesn't even pop. It does.
Oh my, what is going on?
And they get the gen done over at 9. Oh, I got a little bit confused there. I didn't know what was happening. Oh, I don't even know the fault to really point out here on the side of Ana. We've just spent a whole lot of time just wasted, as we do hear progression on a few other generators. Merit only 1 stage gone. You know, when you could have had 2 stages. It's just, I didn't see the double coming. In all honesty, maybe they could have just body blocked the hook just before our ace reached the unhook. Who knows? LB Duck just trying to play very aggressive for that Shaq generator here. Does run all the way into corner 7. Does have this nice pallet here. Gonna be vaulting into the UPX as well. And we take the zone break here on the side of Ana, but we're zoning him back into the middle of the map. Mighty unfortunate stuff. And we are on the back foot on our killer Gohan. So much time has been wasted in that passage of play. Vish getting a little bit caught out of the check spot here. He's going to be eating a tag. I think you just got to eat the tag there. I don't think you can really go for a UVX play after missing that, but problems go on.
Indeed it is, and yeah, it was very... I think the only thing maybe he could have done different is maybe instead of trying to go for the UVX tag onto both Merit and Duck, maybe just tag Duck in general. Because I believe that hook state was actually very close to going into second hook state, so maybe if he just tagged him before LV Duck was able to unhook, maybe he could have gone onto that second stage beforehand, but unfortunately, that's hindsight. Ana chose to go for the UVX tag, and Merit still has that UVX on him, so who knows how he's going to be able to get around getting rid of that, but we do have Duck here playing very aggressive here for that 11 generator as well. Duck wanting to be able to break this top side. Is this a 4-gen top side, by the way? It is indeed. That is mighty unfortunate for the team of Caustic. They do not want this to be going in for free. So ideally, they want to be working one of those top gens, maybe even 1 or the 11. Because if they get rid of this Shaq gen, it is still a 3-gen topside in. The killer is able to actually navigate this as well. They have found Duck again. They now have dropped also Hallucination in front of the bus as well. So now they have quick and easy access as well to TP to it. Unfortunately, Duck is still going to get tagged here. He's going to be missing the UVX there and get rid of the UVX as well. And Ana, I believe, did not mean to teleport to that one in particular, but it does end up working here in the well. We do get the tag onto Vish as well. No pallet stun is going to be happening as well. And we do have Lemon was absolutely greeting for that generator as well, trying his best to make sure that that generator pops, but no. Ana knew what was going on, swings through it, unfortunately did get him, is going to miss Lemon as well. And now, ideally you have Vish and LV Duck is going to be probably rotating down to bot side, going to heal each other up and then get back into the game and just play this slow, methodical game just to get rid of these generators. And we do have limited kicks as well, so we have time to be able to wither these tiles and all these resources down, especially with the kicks as well.
Yeah, we do see the reset in the background as well. Though I think LV Duck or Vish wasn't one of them, was 99, and they did a little bit of a bait tech. We could have anticipated that they were still healing, but regardless, we are really trying to protect this middle generator, this Shaq generator here. But we do need it down to get that eruption proc on all those generators. We do see Vish here just kind of lingering around. They're really reluctant to make the first move on the side of the survivors here, and unfortunately, just not a whole lot to be working with when you take the killer down to the other side of the map, this portion of the map here. So We do take a teleport here all the way over to where the pallets have been broken. So Anna, even though it doesn't have a lot of pressure on the board to show for it, has played very well amongst this territorial part of the map. I mean, yeah, again, just playing very territorial, just not leaving, just making sure that everything's protected. But again, you are still eligible for losing all this pressure. I mean, you have to make sure you get it down and you can get it down quick. And we do take a tag onto Vish here, who's just zoned off into the corner of 4. Or at least I think this is the corner of 4, but nevertheless, we will be trying to get that UVX down onto Vish. Now, Anna really needs this and needs this in the next 5 seconds, I want to say. Pulling it up. Do we get the pot shot? We've been, again, reluctant. Pallet going down. Once again, not making it. We do get the gen pop in the background on the side of Lemon, which will be Shaka done. And all of a sudden, our problems come back to haunt us. Now, Lemon forced all the way over to the top side of the map here. Anna just forced to go all the way back down into corner 5. If we look at the spread, it is quite spread. I mean, you can anticipate in the background that somebody like Merit is going to be working a different generator all the way over at not 6, but more so 7. I'll shut up after making that reference, but it is the eruption generator to our left currently. We are going to be moving all the way back to try and really get this down onto Vish, as we do see a very nice protection hit coming in from Lemon, an attempted blind as well. The pot shot coming in for the UVX, not quite connecting. So therefore, there's going to be more, and we're panicking. No, this is just unfortunate stuff. We're leaving too many chases where we need to be committing, and it's all just falling apart for our killer. LV Duck playing around the bus very nicely here. I mean, you know, us as the spectators, we know how much pressure is on the map. Anna doesn't, so Anna's always constantly in a state of panic, unfortunately. We are going to be trying to mind game this edge map filler here, but we've won the 50 on the side of LV Duck and we've evaded the tag. We're forced to go back to this teleport here on the side of our kill. Now, keep in mind, Gohan, if we can get Sluggy and we can apply the pressure and we get some basement hooks here, maybe we can pull it back. I don't know. You know, it's only 7 stages when you think about it. You do need 2 deaths from here to really match that win condition. It has to be fresh. So match the win condition, match the tie condition. And it has to be 2 fresh survivors. It can't be Merit. So, I mean, you're still playing these eruption tags here onto these generators. They're about 70 each. Everybody healthy again, so the survivors doing very good God's work to make sure that they're all nice and healthy before going in on these generators, not playing aggressive whatsoever. Now, Anna has a tall order here, needs to get it down. It is looking extremely unlikely, extremely unlikely. But it's still doable, as we've seen it before. Unfortunately, we're chasing the survivor that we don't need. And that's going to be Merit. They're running all the way down to where the generators aren't. Is a very loose 3-gen over at the bottom side here, over at the Wrecker's Yard. But, you know, we've scared a few of the crows here edge map. We can anticipate they're just working all the way over at 5. And again, it's 70%. We're going to be running out of kicks soon, so maybe they play it very safe again. Yeah, reset Merit. That's what I was anticipating was going to happen, because these boys are taking it very slow. You're in for a long ride, ladies and gentlemen, but you can already chop down what you think is going to happen in the match, in all honesty. I know I definitely got my bets on it, but again, anything, I want to be proven wrong. I want to see Anna just go on an absolute rampage. At the same time, kind of doubling down on myself, and I want Caustic to get some out, so, you know, ignore me. But we are going to be following up Chase here on the side of Vish, trying to run all the way down into 9 as we do take another UVX tag. Not really a whole lot to go on here. We do have access to this. This filler seems to be a problem for the unknown. My god, it being so tall and so fat to get around. We do manage to get a cheeky mind game though via the teleport, but I don't think we'll commit this on the side of Anna. We're just going to go back to our generator all the way over at 5. Merit's just really holding that M1, and you can anticipate that LV Duck's just going to be camping an exit gate of some sort, as they aren't on the generator with Merit. We do see someone rotate early off the generator here. Wait, we've baited it. LV Duck's done the amazing bait, and that will be 5 popping in the background, and Anna has lost the 3-gen. My god, yeah, I would have fell for it too. In all honesty, I've scared the guy off of 5. No, we're in the clear, but we weren't all of a sudden, and now LV Duck taking chase to the top side of the map here, pre-dropping this pallet. Is the only one in chase now. That all the survivors have to do is get everybody else out the door, and they're safe. And we're trying to play the mind games on the side of Anna here. Nothing really working in our favor. He's read everything.
They're going for all out.
They do. No, they get it. They get it. Yeah, it's just, honestly, it's beautifully played by the survivors here. Do see the bot chicken coming in from Lemon, and he will be out the gate as well. That is all 4 survivors out the door for a 1-stage result. Not quite what you wanted coming into the match. Definitely not, you know, and when you look on paper, you go, oh, it's a 1 stage. But when you look in the game, how well did Caustic play? And, you know, unfortunately for Anna, just not really being able to back it up. But we know that they played a fairly decent, good game. I mean, you know, all credit to where credit is due. But that being said, Gohan, before we close out into the next set, do you have any words for our audience just before we do so? Do you have an analysis on that match? Because I've been yapping for a little bit too long.
Honestly, you've said pretty much most of it. It was just perfect gameplay from Caustic, able to always leave the leave the gen when is needed and reset all the way at the bot side or more so top side whenever they got the chance to. And then especially at the end, we just had Lemon just being able to absolutely just ruin Anna and just absolutely just catch them in the corner. So it made it so that they did end up missing that UVX shot onto Duck as well. And just honestly, just great chases all around, great comms from Caustic. Unfortunately, Anna was not able to solidify the stages, which is very unfortunate for them, but it is going to be the 1-0 currently on to Caustic, with the next map being Krausu on Wretched Shop, which is going to be very interesting. You yourself have gotten into a Krausu match, I believe, or at least your team has, thanks to Sir Smonk. But with that in mind, I think it is time for us to have a short break and go into intermission while we get this next lobby set up. Hello, everybody. Welcome back as well. We are going into the Krausu set. We do have the same killer. Anna is back on the killer. We with add-ons that obviously I don't know off by heart because I am not a Krausu player and I personally just don't like Krausu myself. But we have the dulled knife and the framed newspaper. The framed newspaper increases the charge capacity by 6 charges and increases the recharge rate by 15, but then raised action threshold is set to 50%. And then the dulled knife grants 5% haste and the elusive status effect when a survivor is eating the glowing mushroom, and then the consumption rate is reduced by 25%. I don't know exactly what that does on in the actual game, but it sounds decent on paper. So hopefully that means they're good add-ons. Otherwise, they wouldn't be really running them, would they? Even based off of the limitations. But we do have the first chase happening onto Lemon here. Not going to be taking that first tag with the vomit, and because this killer has the opportunity to instantly be able to go back for another M2, they are going to be able to go that straight away back for it and infect Lemon. And Lemon is now in a bit of a tricky situation here, but we do have gens pumping in the background. Anna is not going to be able to get that tag onto Lemon as well. So now we are going to go into head form. We have found the totem as well. I'm sure Lemon has comped that as well for the team. So as soon as someone is in this area, I'm sure that totem is going to be popped. But now we're in a situation where we have to be able to get the town. And unfortunately, the rocks hitbox is going to ruin Anna's chance of getting this as well. So now we are going to have to try and get Lemon to drop this pallet. And we do drop it, but unfortunately, it is not enough to get the full stun on as well. But is there a Painter's hook nearby? I am not sure if we can look around, and we do have one, but unfortunately it's too late. That first gen is going to pop, and we're not actually going to go for the Painter's at all. So that means Merit's gen is most likely going to be in contention to pop next.
Have we opted to go for a placement hook as still opposed of pain resonance? I don't understand the play. You mean, I definitely think you make over at mid-4, but we do have this nice vantage point, I guess, and we do still have access to ruin to press off anybody on these highly progressed generators. As you did see over at 3, yeah, that generator is pumping right now, and we are trying to get that infection. Wait, we did get that infection rate. My God, what a snipe! Lovely. Okay, but I mean, that's something really going to aid us a little later.
Well.
It's just an AoE effect, realistically, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because of the auto aim. It just absolutely, like, it just caught Merit off guard and just went right for them. So I know you can actually use that as a tech to find people hiding behind stuff as well. If you're not sure if someone's there, you can just throw out a shot, and if it goes towards a certain direction, it's a good chance a survivor is there. And it showed there that Merit just absolutely got juiced on there from Anna, and we do have Merit genuinely being done, and we have Duck coming in for the save here. We are going to take the tag on as well, and we are going to be able to down Duck right after. But now the question is, do we have enough time to stop Merit? I don't think we don't have enough time to stop Merit, but we definitely have enough time to stop Dage. So that is going to be the second generator popping, and Dage is just instead of waiting for the comp to get off the hook, he's just gone off straight away. Is the gen possibly close to this hook?
Yeah,
It is
I think
indeed.
it's 10. It's over at 10, so he's just preemptively left that. Doesn't want to be caught out in a bad position here. He knows he can't work it. There's going to be ruin taken into effect, though. It is still in the trial, and it is around the hooks over at that 8 tile there, just in the corner somewhere. And I'm not too sure if that has been commed or not. You said it would have been probably seen during the chase, and it probably was. But I mean, it's under no circumstances to be being worked on at the moment. So Anna trying to take those pot shots again here. Now, the survivors have been pretty confident in their ability to play ones instead of playing twos, and I like that, but sometimes with crushers that are a little bit more experienced and know how to work around that, that can be pretty detrimental. But nevertheless, we are going to be pressing this survivor here over off of 12, and Anna just rotating back to the hook here now. As it currently stands, with Ruin still in the trial, this is definitely grounds to still be 4King as we do intercept the unhook rather. We are going to be taking that quick tag onto Merit there. Now, do we opt to play the fresh or opt to play the tunnel out here? Now, this can be pretty dangerous if we are not able to get this down pretty quickly here, as LV Duck does take a pre-drop around the bus, is going to rotate around the long side again and probably make the vault even as well. And look at the play in twos here. This is what I was talking about. Now, taking a hit for somebody that is infected, it's going to take 3 hits for, yeah, you're just forced to go back into your infection mode, unfortunately. Yeah, it would take 3 hits in the head form there onto Lemon to actually injure them, so you'd be sitting there taking nibbles 24/7. We do take the tag there onto Lemon, and that will be both Lemon and LV Duck rotating back into Shaq, which means that Dage, if he is working over at 10, that's going to be popping in our face. That is unfortunate stuff for Anna there. Do have
It's Merit.
no, it's Merit working the generator. No, never mind.
Wait, no. I saw Dage in the background. He is there too. There was a double.
Okay, it was a double. All right, I'm not going crazy, but we are going to be getting a mind game here on the side of Merit, just vaulting into the loving brace of Anna. But this is our third stage and third fresh. So we are playing our barbecue stacks rather. Don't think there's any real progression on the map to be worried about too much. So as we do take that pain resonance there, it's probably going to be hitting all the way over at Shaq somewhere. Anna, once again, trying to sniff out this reset or this pulling survivor. Didn't manage to get anybody, but we did see the scratch marks lead all the way into corner 7. It is Lemon playing very aggressive with the beamer in hand, sprint burst and fixated at our disposal. Dage going to be caught out here over at 8, but does greet the pallet very nicely. This is what I tried to do in my chase against Nix, and I got absolutely destroyed for it. There's no way he makes this. Oh, around the exact same tile too. When you're in the head form, you have third-person vision. There's no way we didn't catch on to the fact that you just sent it down corner 7. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. That's just me being pissed off. We do take the AoE effect there onto the infection rate. Sorry, onto Lemon here, who's played a very good match rather. Sorry, he's going to be eating a quick tag. That's our ruin gone as well. So with no worries there. We're heading more towards that 7-stage tie condition. That 7-stage result there, Gohan. And as we take the pre-drop here on the side of Lemon, we go for no lunge. Oh, that's disgusting. 160 ping will do it to you. Now going to be taking that pick via Anna onto Lemon, who's going to be going to the corner hook here over at 10. It's going to be a little bit... Oh, no, because we've already pain res Lemon yeah. I think... No, wait, Lemon's the one who didn't get pain res.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he hooked in
It's LV Duck and Merit, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. He's also got Dage too. So I think Dage is the last one, because I think he put Duck on the pain res hook. So, but yeah. Oh, and the bird's gonna... If Anna was able to see that, but I don't think Anna caught onto the bird that flew up in the sky. Nope, never mind. We've spotted out the bright colors of Dage. Very interesting cosmetic choice, considering that he wants to be stealthing as best as he can, and I feel like that kind of stumped his chances of getting it. And we'd have the FTP coming in onto Lemon, so it is now going to be Duck in the chase, and we are going to be going straight back into head form here to try and get that onto him as well. And Duck does have the second win, and he has life here as well, so he's going to be able to make it all the way down towards the true side of the map as well, so he's going to be able to make it towards this God Rock here as well, or pseudo God Rock nowadays, because DVD decided to change all of these rocks. But we are going to take the tag onto LV Duck again, go straight back into head form, spawning another glowing mushroom underneath Anna as well. But we are going to be vaulting into the loving embrace of LV Duck, and never mind, Anna is going to be unfortunately missing that due to, I believe, the FOV changes of the killer as well. So we are going to see that as well happen on, and we are just going to keep the chase down all the way over to the bot side of the map, but no, Anna is having none of that and is going straight back up. I think Caustic want to get everyone out of the game, and they're currently sitting at a juicy a 4 stages, a 3 fresh, a 1 generator remaining. It's looking up for Caustic, but this killer is very unforgiving as well. So maybe Anna is able to just absolutely go out of their mind and just absolutely go get sluggy with it this time round instead of unknown. So who knows what's going to happen here?
I think you can really get sluggy with it because, you know, you have two survivors in the trial that are both healthy, uninfected. You're working a generator off in the distance as well. It is Dage who's the survivor that you ideally wanted to be chasing and the one that you want to be want dead if you are our killer Anna. And yeah, we have found Dage just kind of lingering over at 9. Going to be taking this quick tag after being after what's the word? Transforming back into the main form. There we go. We are going to be missing the M1. So just a lot of M1 swings being missed here. I'm not too sure what that's all about. As we do take another tag onto Dage, he is forced to vault this pallet over at 12 and now trying to play the mind games there. Not quite working out with the fake, but he's going to have to take the vault this time around. And it's been body blocked after a missed attack from Anna. No body in place for Dage. He's going to be getting hooked. For 5 stages, as it currently stands, potential for it to be 7-4, which is a fairly decent result, if I do say so myself. Ideally, not the one that you want on your own pick on ping, but, you know, it's a result nonetheless. It's something that's definitely workable, a lot better than, you know, being 2-staged, 1-staged, 3-staged, or even, you know, 0-staged, unfortunately. But we are going to be just, you know, trying to camp out the remaining stages. At the very worst, you want to trade in this instance, which means that ideally Lemon will be coming for the save. If they are going to be playing the save, he's going to be the survivor that's going to be ultimately dying in the end, or the survivor that you want dead. So he is rotated all the way to 2. He's just kind of stealthing around the trees and rocks there. As we do prep the gate, we are going to be taking a quick reset, only half reset there from LV Duck onto Merit, who's going to be healed and healthy momentarily. They are playing for this save too. They're not taking the out, so maybe just send Lemon to their ultimate demise, ready for the trade, and just take hits for Dage to get out of the gate at the very last second. Really trying to bait out our survivor to, you know, make it so they just overcommit the 2 over there. No,
Oh,
wait, hang on.
Wait,
yeah, you know,
what's-
just trade,
Okay,
just
there we
trade.
go,
Yes,
there we go.
yes,
Okay,
yes, yes. And then they just take hits from here. I mean, it's going to be like a little bit shaky, I can't lie, especially where you can just kind of hop in front of Dage, but he has enough endurance to last that gate just as long as he doesn't get body blocked. Yeah, there it is. They're all out. I mean, well, not all
They're
out, but
out,
yeah,
yeah.
Lemon just dead. Yeah, Lemon just had to kind of die in that instance. The gate was a little too close for the hook. Maybe had to take a tag a little bit early on to one of those 2 survivors off in the distance there, but ultimately resulting in a 6-4. In a 6-4 tie condition. It's not the worst thing in the world. Granted, definitely not what we would have wanted, but I mean, still a respectable result nonetheless, Gohan.
Yeah, especially, and we do see the law accurate Mori is there, Krausu onto V Mori. So that is that's something you don't see every day. You don't get to see the Mori happen onto the exact survivor you came into the game with as well. But I will inform you guys of what the next killer is going to be running. They're going to be running the same add-on of the dulled knife, but this time they're going to be running the chunk of a Malai. And this time it is incurs a sackable 8% efficiency penalty per leech survivor. So it's depletion rate of a leech meter up to a maximum of negative 32%. So that's going to be interesting to see how it works in the actual match itself. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the next killer is able to combat this, as they have to get at least 7 stages of 4 fresh to be able to win. Even if they get 7 stages, 3 fresh, it still doesn't count because the fresh hooks still do apply as well. So we are going to be trying to get this lobby open as well, but I believe the lobby crashed. But no, we are bringing it back in, and it is going to be Lemon on the killer. Lemon has been on a kind of on the rise here for the more obscure killer sets, Hunter.
You just need 7 stages here, Gohan. That's what we're really trying to get. But yeah, no, tall order for our killer over playing Caustic to really handle. But you know what? definitely still doable. I mean, Lemon, I've never seen Lemon play anything but Blight. That's the thing. I haven't actually taken the liberty to watch any of the previous Caustic matches. I know they probably definitely played a killer or two that are not Blight, but I would have to go back and watch the VODs. Unfortunately, haven't been kept up to date regarding all of the things that have happened previously. But maybe I'll get the chance to do so. Nevertheless, it will be Beyond's the first survivor on the set. So, Captain Beyond's on the job. Step aside. Um, and are going to be on the Survivor set too. Matang and who's going to be the fourth one? Well, as we wait for that to happen, let's talk about the set, Gohan. What do you have to do in
Mhm.
this particular scenario as our killer? Well, I think you
You
can
gotta
play for
win.
your. No, no, wait, hang on. You can play for your
You
stage.
gotta
You
win.
look at, yeah, of course. But like, look at the score that we'll give him. You're eligible to play for stages here. Um, Granted, everything doesn't spiral out of control there. You can't spend too much time on one survivor. Maybe the survivors here play in twos. This is their picked set. So you saw multiple times at the beginning of the match where the survivors are just playing on their own. Maybe they play for an amazing chase and have an amazing chase at the beginning solo, and then somebody comes in for a hit of some sort. You did see three survivors just right off the rip get on generators. And I know sometimes it's not the particular case as this killer, when very experienced, can tend to be detrimental when you're not playing in twos, like I just previously mentioned. So um, it'd be really nice to see what happens right off the bat. As far as add-ons go, if we just take a quick look at what add-ons is being brought here. Last time we saw the dulled knife and the framed newspaper. If we can get confirmation on the next add-ons being brought into this match, because if I'm not too sure, what was the build that was corrupt intervention, pain resonance, eruption, and I want to say ruin, because that's pretty much the stock standard build that you'll be seeing throughout the entire matches of the Crossu set. The add-ons themselves reduces, so the dulled knife reduces its consumption rate by 25%. That is the head movement. Um, Modifies glowing fungus. Yeah, okay. I want these. I would love when these add-ons become short in description, because my god, my brain can't comprehend. But causes survivors eating it to benefit from the following additional effects for 5 seconds. Grants a 5% haste status effect and the elusive status effect. And then the framed newspaper increases the headlong flight charge capacity for +6 charges, and increases its recharge rate 15% and raises its activation threshold to 50%. I'm going to pretend I know what that really means. I really have to kind of study that, but regardless, yes, no, Gohan, you did read out the
Yeah.
add-ons before. Hang on, wait, which is the
Mhm.
one that's being swapped in though? Because I'm only seeing
It's
one being.
it is the framed newspaper is being switched out for the chunk of Malai.
The chunk. Okay, so the chunk of Malai does uh incur a
Affinity.
stackable 8%. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
More
Yeah,
slowdown.
yeah. So
Uh-huh.
they're bringing in the same like dulled knife. That is still in effect, but they're just changing the newspaper for the chunk of Malai. But
Mm.
as you've been saying as well, like also I did want to mention this. Lemon has actually been played has also not only played Blight but also played Ghoul for his team. So
Ooh.
he likes to play the movement killers. So not
It's not a
surprising that
moving.
he
It's not a
would play.
moving killer.
Well, technically it is if you want to put it
Would
into
you class
technicality
it?
with the head
Come on.
form.
Would you class it as a
Nah,
movement
that's me
killer?
that's me putting a stretch on it. I'm not gonna lie. That is me putting a big stretch on the movement category, especially
It
with
ha-
head form just only being head form.
don't get me wrong. It has more movement than other killers. It's not C tier because you have the head life. You have 3 different forms. My god, but definitely amongst the
Cough
mid
off
tier
track.
killer. Oh yeah, okay. Well, it's not.
Dracula.
Yeah, of course. That it's not as much
Three killers
mobility
in
as
one.
a Dracula, but it's definitely not as much mobility as, like, let's say, a nurse or a blight or some sort. So hence why
Oh
they're
yeah,
kind of
definitely.
stemming around that mid tier. That tier 3 spot. Tier 2 actually in this balancing. I'm not too sure if that will actually remain, considering when we look at the past results. But we've been pretty happy with the results that have been happening in a grass reset. You do see some stages, and you do see amongst survivors that tend to make a little bit more mistakes and not take advantage of the play in two, that they all end up getting high stages to 4Ks. I do kind of like this killer in tier 2, but I can see them in tier 3, but that will kind of benefit the killer a little bit more, as that'll take away the healing perks and whatnot. Exhaustions will still stay in place, so you'll just be in for more slower games and potentially a little bit higher stages. Regardless, we have yet to see what's going to be happening into this match yet, so maybe we do get the 4K. Who knows? But it is Ancestor's pick. You want to be taking away your pick. Unfortunately, losing the pick of Caustic By you know what? I'm a little bit of a stretch. What was it? Seven stages to one stage or something of the sort. And now chasing
Yeah,
up
it was 7. Duck had got a 7 hook 3 stages, and then Anna was only able to get 1 stage, which was very unfortunate. But again, it's harmless killer, aka unknown. So shit does
yeah.
happen, and stuff can obviously spiral out of control. And unfortunately, that did happen for Anna, and did spiral out of control. But hey, maybe this is their pick. Hopefully, they can play this immaculately, and I believe this killer can be played very similar to that of the twins. Shout out to Nolsey for mentioning that this killer is very similar to like twins gameplay of you got to play the 2-2 split. You got to play with your teammate because as soon as that infection comes in, you got to have someone ready to take that hit because obviously, as you said before in the previous match, it takes 3 of those M2 intestine attacks to be able to actually get fully infected. So if these guys play this really well, I would like to see ours personally.
Back in with your guts takes 3 hits, imagine. But nevertheless, we do see our survivors spawn over at this bottom side. Do see our killer spawning over at the top side and has rotated diagonally, as you do take into every match. This is what happens. Going to be transforming back into the main mode here. Now, I want to know the names of these modes. I'll eventually educate myself on that factor so I can kind of put name to face. But we've caught sight of somebody very early. Sorry, what were you going to say, Gohan?
We have a bit of a pickle. We have a double adrenaline and double cracker. So that is going to be a restart. We will have to inform the side of Ancestor that they are going to be getting a minor penalty, which is obviously not what you want to see when you've got a result stage of having. Yeah, that is going to be mighty unfortunate for Ancestor considering the result stage that they need to. I'm hoping that our match stop is informing either Ancestor or the killer of Lemon to restart the lobby. But yeah, as well, this obviously does not help us with the end game result because now it actually makes it even more difficult to for the killer to actually get this back. And we do see a down happen, but unfortunately this is over for naught as we do have to restart. I am very confused on why they haven't restarted. I don't think
they haven't seen the messages. No, I think what we can do, Gohan, is we can chop it up just now because like this match isn't going to matter. We're going to take a quick intermission and we'll be right back after a short break. And welcome back, everyone. Yes, there was unfortunately a little bit of mishaps with the balancing. You did see a double cracker and double adrenaline. Now, anticipate what would have happened is they've looked at the builds. You have one survivor just putting on his build, and all of a sudden he's lost track of where his build is, and he's put on the rest of build 3 instead of build 2. So, it does happen to the best of us. This is why we encourage teams to make sure they read their builds as they're loading in or just before they load in, just to make sure everything's nice and dandy. No dramas there. But what does this mean? Well, it's going to incur a minus half a stage penalty onto the survivors of Ancestor, meaning they have to 5 stage now. There is no 6 stage tie condition. If they 6 stage, that's going to be the win to Caustic for the set and the win to the series. So a survivor spawning all the way over the bottom side once more is going to take a head on into Shaq, I do believe. We do see Lemon here just rotating, looking for his first victim of the match. We do see his Ruin spawning off into the corner of 4. The corrupted zone is where the first chase is going to be taking on a lot quicker than last time. Nevertheless, it is around a much more stronger tile. It is around Shaq here, and we do see 2 survivors just kind of caught off in the distance here. Is going to be Matang and Beyond's in chase at the same time, playing in 2s though here. So we are going to be eating an M1 tag, normal M1 tag, getting our pallet slapped in our face as well. Now Lemon is going to be trying to get that infection rate onto Matang. Bounces off his head. That's mighty unfortunate stuff. Doesn't bounce off that time. Does get the AoE. It's going to be a head on and a cracker, unfortunately not blinding our killer there. Lemon still has all of his vision, all of his eyesight. Is going to follow up that tunnel out onto the Yuichi Matang, who's going to be pre-dropping this bus pallet here. The 2's coming into effect as well, and we're really trying to get around Aether there, trying to take a protection here. We do manage to get back into head form. Nice mind games there, forcing the double vault back into Lemon. Matang going to be going down. This is going to be a pain resonance very quickly at the start of the match here, and all seems to be good this time around. So thank everything in all honesty as we do take this this pain resonance hook here over at 4. We are going to be looking around every single nooks and cranny, every single tile, to even check on the locker to see where did Aether go. And I think Aether's just kind of stealthing around this tile. Yeah. I was about to say, definitely picked onto something that I did, like I kind of did. But Lemon now going to be following up Chase here around the hook. This is bad news bears for our survivors. Only half a gen progressed. We are going to be seeing Beyonds in the background trying to get the unhook as quickly as possible. Aether now taking Chase here over at 6. And Lemon knows he doesn't have to protect this hook here. He can play 3 stages. Has opted to go and try to catch out Beyonds, going for rotation save, but not catching them out in any regard. So again, the game kind of coming down just a little bit, slowing down as we do see the first generator and the trial maybe pop. No, there's going to be 2 that's interrupted here. Beyond's getting a little bit stuck there after getting hit with the infection rate. He's going to be forced to just kind of sit that generator over at 2, back in the head form on the side of Lemon. Wait, because of the ruin, now we have an extra 5% to progress as well to stop the gen from regressing. We do see the second stage come in hot onto Matang. Now Lemon going to be traversing through the fastest form, is going all the way down into 2 to really catch out Beyond's off guard. Is forced into corner 1 here where we have a nice pallet gym to be working with. That's going down instantly as we take the long side. We are going to be going back to the unhook here, Gohan, and all of a sudden our survivors have a lot of work to do here to uphold the integrity.
Indeed it is, yeah, and we do see that Lemon is kind of just protecting this as he knows now that his win con is literally just 6 stages for fresh. So ideally is he gets this person on hook and then hooks everyone else and then everything should be fine. No, because he didn't have to get another 2 stages. So he has to get at least another 2 stages on Beyond, and then he has to also hook Anna and Aether for once as well. But Beyond has eaten his mushroom as well, so maybe he's going to be on the rise to come in and help as well. And we do see him as needed, but unfortunately, because of that, it's back to full force, so he is going to get tagged fully again. So if he does get picked back up. Oh, and we are missing the infection. That is quite unfortunate with the auto aim there. But Matang is now going to have to go and chase for his life, because this is looked in rough for him, and he is going to have to try his best here. Maybe we've gone into the lockers again. No, we are just chasing around Shaq here, trying to extend the chase for as long as he can. He is going to be able to get that as well. He's going to be able to not get that. We do see a cheeky little bag as well, and he is still being able to get away for free. That is very unfortunate. Lemon probably wanting to get that infection tag before he got out of the shack as well, but we do see the ruin as well get popped and missing again on. But because this killer is done the way it is, he's able to get it back quite instantly and just get the tag back onto him as well. And the third person view, being able to see him go into the killer, but unfortunately for Matang, he is going to be not getting hit here as well. Now Matang has to be able to juice here. We do have a survivor is here for help, and it is unfortunately not going to happen. But now here's the problem. If Lemon gets this tag onto Beyond, it is going to be a full tag because he still had the infection because it wasn't fully gone yet, and there it is as well. We do have Anna as well working on a generator in the background as well. Hunter is very looking quite grim.
I see what was happening. I know the survivor there, Matang, wanted to kind of hug that loop, and you did see Beyond's just kind of sandbag his teammate, unluckily. He was trying to take the shortest path into the body blocking stage, but I think they just had to rotate the outside as opposed to the inside, ultimately resulting them in colliding heads, as we do see another generator in the background, but it's not just over yet. These survivors can only afford to give up 2 more stages if they are to take away this set, as we do vault in the loving embrace of Lemon. That's going to be them going down at the bus there as we take another pain resonance here. That's going to be 4 regressed, ultimately down to nothing. So Lemon, after taking this hook, can definitely go up and about and play a little bit more aggressive for the last stage that he needs. It will be a 5-3. No, yeah, so he definitely needs another hook, doesn't he? He needs to make sure that he gets at least additional 2 stages to take everything away. So, you know, you get another stage onto the guy on hook, it doesn't really matter in that regard. He's still at just below the win condition. I think either you camp out Aether to death or you just commit someone like Beyonds or Anna. Do you camp the second stage though is my question. I don't know. I mean, Lemon just kind of caught here, not knowing really what to do. He's trying to protect the generators and protect the hooks simultaneously. Ultimately, there will be a little bit of a difficult task here, especially if we can get one of these survivors on a generator pronto. We do see it's a nice tight little 3-gen here over at 4, 5, and 6. So You know, Lemon taking the break here over at 3. Does still have eyes over at 3-ish. Yeah, corner 3. Is really thinking someone is around this area. We do know that they're not around the car, so they must have to be over at 2 ready for that rotation. If we get a quick flick around for... Wait,
He got
hang
the
on a
snipe
second.
onto Beyond.
Oh,
No.
I knew
He
he
got
was
the
working
snipe onto the
again.
mid-6
50%
generator.
on it though, and look, I said over at 2 there would be a sneaky survivor ready for the save. Lemon going all the way back to 6 here. He's really trying to pressure off this survivor working this generator as we do get the unhook. It needs to happen now. We need to run all the way down to the top side, and we need our survivor Beyonds back on that generator over at 6. Now, we faked and tried to bait out Beyonds. Did we fall for it or did we not? We fell for it. Oh, W stuff from Lemon there, and it's worked out in his favor. We're taking a quick tag all the way in 6. This is the most progressed generator where Chase is taking effect as we do. What the hell was that? My God, are we going for some sort of wacky 180? Wacky 180, I like it. Nevertheless, we will be taking a pre-drop here, but ultimately going down. That will be the last stage we're allowed to give up in this regard. This will be 5 stages on the board here, 3 fresh. 5.54 is the current tie condition. Now, you can't really tie unless you somehow miraculously get a minus 0.5 penalty in the middle of the match and manage to tie the set. So, at 6 stages. Regardless, Lemon taking that hook onto Beyonds there is now going to roam around back to the generators. Oh, no. What? No, stop. You're lying to me. We missed that? Oh, that's crazy. Wait, we've done the nosy tech on him, and we vaulted the window again back into the shack. Unfortunately, getting caught out that time there. Our 160 ping coming to bite us in the ass. We are forced all the way down into this 4 walls here over at 3, and I just say it's chopped chicken cheese here. We have absolutely nothing. We're running into the generator that's being progressed. We're going for the unhook in the background there. Ultimately, Lemon getting his down onto Aether there. Beyond still not off the hook, so Anna just kind of, I don't know, in a position, in a state of panic, really. I mean, I would have thought the unhook would have happened. Now, I mean, regardless, there's Aether dead. Oh no, we've been caught out at the generator here because we took Chase all the way into corner 3. Go on.
Well, here's the problem though. They have 1 technically because they have 7 stages, 3 fresh. Ideally, you do want to get that 4th stage, but because it is 7 stages, even then they do still beat the 5.5 or 6 stages, 4 fresh, or now technically 5.5 stages, 4 fresh as well, and we do have the next one coming in as well. So that's 8 stages, 3 fresh. It is the win for Caustic yet again, and then it's going to be a clean 2-0 to Caustic. Unfortunately, Ancestor not being able to do the best as they probably wanted to do this time around, and that is going to put, I believe Caustic is going to be put up above. No, never mind. No, they're not going to be put above Oppenheimer. They're just going to still be in their position, I believe, but this does mean Ancestor still has yet to get their first win, which is very unfortunate for Ancestor. I'm sure, hopefully, they can do something great against Forsaken. I believe they are versing next. Yes, it is. So maybe they can get a dub against them and see what they can do against them. But unfortunately, Ancestor still yet to see the light of day for a win. But I believe this is now Caustic's 3rd win. It is indeed. So pat on the back for that. They have won their 3rd match, and I can actually tell you guys who's they've beaten in the past. We have got, they were able to beat Forsaken in a 2-0. They were able to beat, who else were they able to beat? They were able to also beat Oppenheimer as well. I completely forgot about that. They were able to get a 2-0 over Oppenheimer as well. But this is Anna being found, and unfortunately, it looks like this is going to be the final chase, Hunter. Do you have any words for the rest of the people out there on the stream?
It's just a little bit tragic for us survivors, in all honesty. Lemon just kind of playing with his food. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of a mercy hatch going here. Are we doing a little bit of a 1v1?
Wait.
Lemon's been left hanging. That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of going to high five somebody and then getting left on red. Like, he's gone all the way over to quarter 3, stealthing out.
He was letting him get the hatch, and he's just gone, nah, I don't want hatch. I don't trust you.
No, you know what? I changed my mind. You left me. So now we know that we've caught him out again. I don't think Anna got the memo, but we are going to be eating a tag there now, vaulting back into Shaq here, trying to initiate the 1v1 for the first time. So there it is, 3, 2, 1, and away off to the races. But I think
Oh, no, too late.
preemptively, Lemon has came around the corner, very speed like Tokyo Drift style, is now going to be once again just having a little bit of fun here, and that's what we're all about over at
Oh,
OSL.
and they've been jiggy.
Trust me, he's in the locker. Look at the locker. I swear it, I'm not lying. Let me escape. No, but
It's Casper. Casper's in the locker. Trust.
Yeah, trust. There's somebody in that locker. Open it again.
Casper's in there. Oh, and he's been psyched again. Oh.
Psych. No.
Lemon is getting played like a fiddle right now.
He's got balance. Lana's got balance. Oh. There we go. Oh my god, and we've gone.
We're getting away.
I think it was the new invisible wall just sitting on the top of the rock there, but no, trust me, he's in the locker again. Oh my god. What am I watching? Oh,
great sportsmanship from Lemon though to continue doing this. This is awesome.
You fooled me too many times. Yeah, there it is.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, you're dead.
Helicopter tech coming in. That's going to be the Mori for the second time of the night. We see the Krasu Mori. You love to see it, but yeah, our survivors. I think all in all did play a good game. I feel like if that chase over at 10 was extended just a little bit longer, you could have 2 people on a generator in the background for the chase of, trying to let Matang last in his last dying moments there. But, it's just all easier said than done. And that will be 2-0 going to Caustic, like you had said, Gohan, for their 3rd series win of the tournament. So, you got to give props to them, put your hands together, give them a good all round of applause. They're doing absolutely crazy for what it's worth and what they started off with. But regardless, that is all of our series tonight. Yes, unfortunately, there are 2 teams that had forfeited, one pulling out of the tournament, one have yet to remain. So yes, please stay posted in that regard. We don't know what particularly is happening, but we'll try and do our best to keep them involved. We are closing in on the last week for tomorrow, for next week. So no, not quite there just yet. We do have 3 series for you tomorrow. If I do get those quickly up, I can tell you exactly what they are. So we have Saf vs Kratos at 7 p.m. AEDT. We have at 8:30 AEDT, Nameless King vs Diamond Dogs, and then at 10 p.m. we have Chinese Dragons vs Oppenheimer. The big teams playing in on the Sunday, and you love to see it. But that being said, we'll see you then. Take it easy. Follow the socials, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and everything else that's good. You'll find that in !! socials. I do think we have a command. If we don't, it's all in the links in our bio, so they'll be there for your viewing pleasure. And please join. We have a lovely community regardless. That'll be all from me. Gohan, do you have anything to say before I take us out for the night?
Nah, you've pretty much summarized it all, Hunter. So well done on that. Pat yourself on the back for basically covering everything that was probably going to be said if you didn't.
We'll be rating somebody lovely, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye, good night, and farewell.